Good morning, followers. I'm really pumped for today.
Good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're subscribing and giving us a big thumbs up.
Oh, and by the way, we've been sponsored. So now Montbell, thank you Josh for arranging that, is now
we expect to have
sponsoring us. So
free gear for every ride, okay?
I think that,
it works for Norley, it works for us.
It does. And then BMW are probably going to pick us up pretty soon.
That's right, we'll have 3 bikes.
Very exciting.
And a service team.
A service team, that would be good.
That would be nice.
So, today,
we're off to...
There's three iconic tracks around here.
Yeah.
There's the Birdsville track,
yep,
which goes to Birdsville. There's the Oodnadatta track, which goes to Oodnadatta. And then there's Strzelecki track,
which goes to Inaminka.
Or does go to Broken Hill?
Well, I think it goes all the way through to Broken Hill, but via Inaminka.
Anyway, we don't call it the Strzelecki track, we call it the Strez.
The
Strez, if you notice it. Anyway, we've changed our route so that we can ride the Strzelecki track today. We're probably going to do an hour to 2 hours or something like that, a couple of hundred k's on the Strzelecki track.
Yeah, but
to get there, there is a
300 k's of dirt.
Very small dotted line on the map, which Andrew assures me is a road.
We did actually, for those of you watching, in case you ever see this video, that means we finished it. We did check with Reg last night.
And Reg said it was pretty bad 2 years ago.
He said for 10 years it was really bad, but they've just recently graded it. And he says it shouldn't have been washed out yet. So, a lot to miss around here.
So that's our day, like a big day.
First stop is Mulawatana, which sounds like a Disney movie.
It does.
Mulawatana Homestead.
An Indian native ranger.
And then out through Mount Lyndhurst. And then we meet the Strzelecki track, which is paved. It's not really a track.
It's not.
Yeah, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
There are bits of it that have a little
okay, so
don't get too excited.
We meet the Strzelecki track at Lyndhurst.
We're very disappointed at Strzelecki.
Where hopefully there's some fuel, because we'll need fuel by then. And then down to Parachilna, and we're staying at the Prairie Hotel tonight.
On the Outback Highway.
So,
which is picturesque.
And it's very pretty, and that'll be a nice, easy end to the day. Hopefully.
After about 10 hours of picking bikes up on tracks. I love travelling with Andrew.
We're about to head off. We're doing about 300 kilometres between now and the next petrol station, so you'll see that we've filled up with auxiliary fuel. Rob's carrying his up there. For anybody who rides a motorcycle, an adventure motorcycle, who's looking at us, probably going, why the hell is he carrying this 6 kilos up so high? That's because it's really the only practical place for it, and I'll use it as soon as I can. Anyway, we're about to head off from Arkaroola.
Hi guys, we're trying something a bit new today with a bit of voiceover, and this was actually a pretty interesting route today, so I thought we'd talk you through it a bit.
So you'll see what we did. We came out of Arkaroola and then we did basically a U-turn, and we're heading north along this road that we estimated was about 2 hours before the turn off, before we then headed left and to go over the mountains.
19 degrees at 8:45. It's going to be a warm one today. Apparently I'm about 32, 33 degrees. See, Arkaroola to Mount Hopeless is now open to 4-wheel drive. So that road we were told was closed, but we were going to ride it anyway. Now we're not being naughty, except we're only 1-wheel drive. On our left, on the left-hand side of this road is the Wultana station, which we flew over yesterday, and Doug was telling us that I think from memory it was about a 1,200 square kilometre station with over 100 operating bores. At any one time 60 or so of them are basically maintained and functioning, and 5,000 head of cattle, and they can run up to 6,000 head of cattle. So it's a vast station. It basically has all the land from the hills on my left hand side out to Lake Frome, which we flew over yesterday, and all the way up the flatlands about 100 kilometres, and it's all operated by a couple, and I'm guessing they're not spring chickens either. As Doug was saying, pretty much dawn to dusk, full-time, 7 days a week, operating a station that large. It used to have 35 people working there. We're now about to turn into the Mount Hopeless Road. They are Parachilna, Watana, which sounds like a Disney movie. I think I've said that before. And the next service is 430 kilometres away at Inaminka, if you're going north. We've just passed the warning remote areas ahead sign. We're sort of heading north now. We just did a little bit of a backtrack to get back to Parachilna, and we're now heading north, and in the east, where I'm pointing the camera at the moment, you can't see particularly well on the horizon, is Lake Frome. So we'll have the ranges to our left and Lake Frome, and then there's another lake beyond it to our right, all the way up to Watana. So it's about 9:30 in the morning, and by now it's reached about 35 degrees, and it stayed like that until late in the evening. So at every opportunity we stopped in some shade, and for Rob that was an opportunity to fix his foot.
What we're showing you here is the Mount Hopeless Road and the various conditions on it. So it went from really quite pleasant red clay to quite unpleasant rubble, predominantly where they'd fixed floodways and things like that, and they dumped a whole stack of gravel, etc. on it, to sandy sections. And the real difficulty for us was that...
You can see me getting the shakes just here.
Yeah, the real difficulty is that the conditions just change. You could be thinking, I've just got this big patch of sand under control, and all of a sudden you'd hit a gravel section. It was very, very difficult. I think I closely saved myself about 3 or 4 times in this section. Where do you reckon we are, Mel?
I've got no fucking idea, Mike. We've been riding about 2 hours at this point, and figure we must be getting close to the turn-off onto Minetalk Road, and here it is. So this is the road that was supposed to take us from the east side to the west side of the ranges, and Doug had told us it was going to be in pretty good nick. So I was the scout on this ride. Rob had been scout on earlier rides. So in other words, it was my turn to be the sand finder. And I didn't have to go very long before I found the sand. In fact, you'll see it. You'll see it now. And that was that. Yep. Managed to get my foot jammed. Rob, however, came racing to my rescue. You can see him in the background at a moment racing.
Can I just say, in my defence, I am limping and I'm trying not to panic. I could see that he was fine, and I was trying to walk as calmly and without as much pain. He says here I'm leaning the bike down on his foot. Completely untrue. You watch what happens next. Did that look like it was really stuck? No, he's just he's a faker. Now here's the interesting section. Watch what happens here. Yeah, you can laugh all you want, right? Watch about what's about to happen.
You mean me lifting from the handlebar?
Andrew steps back from the bike, and here I go, lift it up all by myself. Look at that. How good is that?
Well,
and you criticise me for
If you want to believe that.
the speed at which I came to the
If you
accident.
want to believe that. So this was our decision point, wasn't it, Rob?
It was. So this, unfortunately, you don't have, well, probably fortunately, you don't have the actual conversation that happened here. But this was me saying, Andrew, you're a fucking idiot. We're not going up over those mountains on this road. It wasn't even a road, it was a dotted line on the track, and I told you that. And we agreed last night that if we got to this point and it looked too difficult, we would turn around and go back because we knew we had enough fuel to turn around here. If we went on any further, we wouldn't have had enough fuel to get back.
So
and Andrew goes,
So I capitulated.
no, it took
It took a little bit of time, but here we go. Decision was to turn around. We're back on Mount Hopeless Road here.
And we did feel pretty hopeless
We did
by
feel-
turning around at this point because
We
real
were
adventure bike riders.
Hot and bothered. We were pretty hot and bothered, and we'd ridden over 2 hours to this point, and now
2 hours back
2 hours
to
back.
where to almost our starting point. It was pretty depressing.
Okay, mine's now saying 381. So petrol's not our issue. Fatigue is more likely to be the issue. And slippery roads. Okay, well, we've recommenced. We are now on our way to Parachilna via Lee Creek on the Copley Road, or the Gammon Ranges Road. It has two names. After our not so short detour up to Talc Mine Road, which has taken us about, I don't know, 6 hours. So but we have enough fuel, as it turns out, that we don't have to go back to Arkaroola to fill up. Because we bought our fuel bladders, that's right, and we have the good sense to fill them this morning. So that was good. .315 here, and still 35 degrees. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, fantastic view. Purple wildflowers over here. She looks gorgeous.
unfortunately. I am Kate.
Hello, Kate. I'm Robert. We're checking in.
Oh, lovely to meet you, Robert. Now.
This is Andrew.
Yes, we're not both Robert, I'm Andrew, and we are so happy to be here.
Beautiful. Robert and Andrew. Alrighty, guys, I'll check you in if you like.
Why don't we do that?
Why don't we
And have a drink?
maybe have a beer at the same time as we're checking in, because we are parched.
Understandably.
Okay.
Now, this one's made here in house. This drink similar to a pale, I suppose.
Yep, I'll have
Pint of?
2 of those, please.
Alright, 2 of those.
2
Beautiful.
of those.
Now, this is your welcome drink as well, so.
Oh, is it?
Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
Time I said welcome. So where did you actually drive in from today?
We
Riding from?
came from Arkaroola, but the long way.
Oh, ooh.
So we went about 2.5 hours north,
Yeah,
turned around and came back,
far out.
because the
We're
road
trying to get
across...
over the Strzelecki track and come down
Oh,
there. Couldn't do it.
I did that in July. Is it the Mount Hopeless?
Yeah, Mount Hopeless Road.
Yeah, it's an amazing road.
Oh,
Right?
it was a great road, but we needed to get across Talc Mine Road
Yes.
to get across the ranges. And that was a
Because we
shock.
couldn't get all the way out to the Strzelecki track and then back with fuel.
Yeah.
No fuel out there.
Yeah.
We had to get across and the road across was...
So we've done a lot of riding, because it's actually not a very long distance from Arkaroola.
Arkaroola. Yeah.
But you know what? Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oof. Yeah, it's still hot out there too. I feel like it's
35.
reaching
35 degrees.
35 now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's reaching its peak. It wasn't this
Yes.
hot before.
It stayed 34, 35 all day. Like it started at 8 o'clock this morning and it's been about 34, 35. So
Jeez.
it's been hot.
That's gross. I've been inside.
It's beautiful.
I'm not leaving.
You can't make me leave.
No, the kids say closed on the door, but you'll feed us tonight.
Unfortunately not. How this is going to happen.
Okay, cheers. Although you can't get cheers. You can't cheers around.
What do we got? We've got honey soy chicken. No, of course you stay for this.
Here we are at the Prairie Hotel at Parachilna. This is a very upmarket little hotel in a beautiful sandstone pub from the 1800s. We've just arrived. I'm just giving you a very quick look at the room. There's gear everywhere. I can't believe that actually fits on me and the bike. Oh my god, the bathroom is enormous. Not necessarily particularly nicely laid out, but it's enormous.